Okay, Cancer, I've got you guys. Cancer, my cards are already being sporadic here. I'm feeling a lot of emotions. I'm feeling a lot of heaviness in your heart chakra right now. You know, my cards get sporadic, especially right off the bat. It's energy that I need to read in and of itself, okay? I feel like emotions could possibly have been reactive, and now the consequence is some weight and some sadness and some grief. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you are reactive. Could somebody you are dating have been reactive? Possibly somebody overreacting to a situation. I'm feeling some grief, I'm feeling some separation here, and I'm feeling some weight. The good news for you, Cancer, is that I'm also feeling that this weight and this grief is something that you're going to move past pretty early on in the month. Probably not the first week of January. I was getting the 14th for another sign. I want to say this was Capricorn. I'm getting the 14th for you too. So you may be dealing with the Capricorn. You may be dating a Capricorn, in love with a Capricorn. But there's a weight here, okay? So let's get a little bit more clarity on what this energy is and what this means. Cancer and love, January 2020. Okay, first card out is focus on service. In relation to that heaviness in your heart, you may want to reach out to somebody and get some healing done. Whether that's energy healing, whether that's some therapy or something holistic, or this could just be an abundance of self-love. I just heard that someone needs to go for a run. Being active would sort of move that energy up and out, and you'd be able to utilize that in a different way. It's important now to release what's going on in the heart chakra so that you don't get sick, because what happens when we bury emotions, or if we're just feeling intense emotions and we can't seem to get it up and out, we're not processing, it'll manifest into something physical. Okay, so I don't want you to have that experience, especially in the heart chakra, the lungs, etc. Okay, so make sure you're reaching out to somebody for help if you are coming into the month feeling like you're struggling with a little bit of weight. Also, don't be surprised, Cancer, if somebody else around you, someone close to you, a loved one for sure, a best friend, is showing up asking for your help, asking for you to help heal them. This is something you should definitely say yes to. This feels like someone who really, really needs some love right now, someone who really needs some healing, okay? So if this isn't you, don't be surprised if someone's showing up asking for your help at this time. I do feel on a career front, though, some of you may be taking something from the past, a past experience, a past heartbreak, a past loss, a past trauma, something from the past, and now you have built some sort of healing business that has come from an inspiration because of something difficult in your past. Now you've been able to use that for the good, that experience for the good, to help other people. Like a therapy practice, for example, some sort of holistic healing. I feel like something good has actually come out of some pain for you, Cancer. And that could be why this is coming up so strong about helping other people. It feels like it's something that you certainly could relate to, and that may be what your business revolves around. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a loved one. If you already have a business like that, you may just be calling in clients who have experienced similar losses, similar pain, and you just are the perfect person to walk them through that and to hold space for their healing. But we have fresh air here. You know, Gemini had fresh air too. Who else had fresh air? I remember this coming through so strong for Gemini. I want to say for Pisces too. Okay, so you might be dealing with the Gemini or Pisces. We're talking about heart chakra. We're talking about lungs, okay? We're talking about releasing and taking deep breaths in and deep breaths out, being able to do that, being able to relax, letting go of anxieties, but also letting go of grief. For you, Cancer, if you are grieving or if you are helping somebody else work through that kind of intense emotion, Spirit is saying to use breath work. If that's not something you're familiar with, do a little research. It's something that is so simple, but it is so powerful. The idea is the inhale through the nose, you are breathing in nourishing, healing, loving, miracle energy. Okay, love and light, calling on spirit guides to help you do this. And then as you exhale, controlled exhale out of the mouth, you're letting go of all that doesn't serve you. You're letting go of that pain. You're giving movement to what's stuck in here, whether that's you or that's somebody you're helping. But that's what I'm feeling. So utilize breath work. But again, this may be something you already use as part of your business, and the business model that helps people that you work with already. I do feel like there's an element of acceptance because something might be a little bit final, or at least it seems final. I don't see that Cancer should be waiting around for anybody. I do think there's a whole lot of crossover here in love. And we will look at this in more depth in the next spread. But Cancer, I don't feel like you should necessarily be outright waiting for a partner to come back in love. I don't see that it's of Cancer's highest good to wait anymore. So if you feel like you're waiting, this message is for you about acceptance and moving forward. It's when you have movement forward, there's some sort of breakthrough on this front. I'm also feeling, so there's an angel at the top of this card. I know you can't really see that very well with my light, but when I look down, it like transforms into like a symbol for medical help. So someone may actually need some medical intervention. If there is something going on in the heart chakra with the lungs, please go see a doctor, even if that is not normally your thing. Or if you have a stubborn family member or stubborn partner or stubborn friend, get them there anyway. Be really proactive about that. I just heard that you, depending on the city you live in, you may actually be able to call a doctor to come to you so that this person doesn't necessarily have to leave the house. I know for us here in New York City, there are plenty of doctors who do make home visits. So if you live in a bigger city, I'm sure that that is available to you. But I'm seeing something medical here as well. You may have weight in your heart chakra, not because of a loss of romantic love. You may be stressing because someone close to you isn't feeling well. A parent, I'm feeling maybe somebody a little bit older, and you're concerned about their health. If you have concerns around anybody's health right now, they should be seen. It's not that it's anything, it's nothing that should be causing you to like panic and lose sleep over necessarily, but I am feeling like somebody may need to be seen because of their lungs. It's more lungs than heart I'm getting, okay, because I know we're talking about heart chakra, but focus on service here. For those of you grieving yourself, okay, and it's not about healing somebody else, it's clarified by let your past go. I know you can't see that like super well, but focus on service, let your past go. I really think somebody in the mix, whether it's you or someone you should be reaching out to, is going to help you work through a loss. It's about letting past go, accepting that something, a door needed to close so that something new, something greater can open. I see somebody really struggling with letting go of the past, and it's not about all of it. It's about a person. It's about a job that fell through. It's about a business that didn't do well. The loss of a loved one. I really see someone struggling here, Cancer, and this very likely could be you. Please take care of yourself if this is you. Please don't feel like you have to suffer in silence, because you do have people around you who will help you. And if you don't feel like that's appropriate, then just do a Google search. Go on Yelp, find somebody with good reviews that you can go see, because I'm not seeing that there's an extensive amount of healing that needs to be done there. It's almost just about getting some healing done so that there's movement of this energy in heart chakra. I mean, center of your reading, we have heart chakra. So we have fresh air, center of the reading message. Okay, clarify. By heart chakra, you have to deal with that this month. Do this, get this healing done. Reach out to a medical professional. If it's for a loved one, get them checked out early on in the month. I feel like if you deal with this early on, it's not going to manifest into too big of a deal. If there's grief here, you can finally get breakthroughs, okay? What also popped side by side with heart chakra is a clarifier for acceptance. So we have acceptance clarified by assertiveness. So assertiveness is side by side with heart chakra. You may have a hard time getting a stubborn family member, a stubborn loved one to go see a doctor or to go get some healing, but you are going to be the one that talks some sense into them. I do see somebody getting to the doctor, being seen, okay? But aside from medical issues here, and loss. And I do think, again, that grief is, or at least that heaviness, something going on emotionally for you, Cancer, or someone close. That's obviously a really big message here. But aside from that being you, all of this ties into a new business. Have you been thinking of launching some sort of healing or holistic business, something that genuinely helps other people? Like that is the intention. If that's the case, yes, because Spirit's showing me that some of you have had very difficult pasts. You've had very difficult experiences, but because of that, you are phenomenal healers. So if that's not something you've already owned, it's time to step out and to try to open this kind of a business, even if it is just making a website and some Google ads, or not Google ads. I'm getting Facebook actually for you if you decide to go that route, or even if it's just word of mouth, networking at yoga studios and similar businesses, but that aren't quite the same thing. You'll start to get some business, and I feel like Spirit's guiding you toward that trustworthy guidance, crowning this whole reading. If you are not experiencing that pain now and that grief now, I'm telling you, you are being asked to help other people. It may be one specific person that you're looking over right now, but I really think for many of you, there's a bigger picture. This focus on service card, I was feeling, you know, reach out to a healer. You may be the healer that other people need to reach out to, okay? Please honor that. And you would feel that. This would probably be something that has already come up. You've already thought about. This wouldn't necessarily be like a new seed that has been planted. I feel like now's the time to get the ball rolling on this, to at least see how this would pan out for you, okay? It doesn't have to be a business that is full circle, full time. You're leaving stable jobs for quite yet. But just try this, even if it's just word of mouth, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have giving and receiving. It's giving and receiving healing, giving and receiving love, balance. You know, it's interesting. This card, I just saw the same thing happen. I saw the medical symbol on this card. That symbol, that's not on any of my cards, okay? So there's definitely a call for someone to go see a doctor. Just go get checked out. If your loved one avoids doctors, like never, ever, ever go, let this just, I hope this will encourage you to even just go get a checkup, because you're going to be better off finding something out that hasn't turned into a big issue yet, you know, catching something early. Again, I'm not getting anything too crazy here. I don't want to cause any sort of a fear, but there's something coming up here with the heart chakra, something medical. Just go get checked out, okay? And if you know somebody's suffering and you know somebody's going through a hard time, even if it's not emotional, even if it's just somebody who has a cough that won't go away, please go make sure that they get checked out at this time, okay? All right, Cancer, I know this is like a really heavy message to start up the new year with, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, you know? Let's get some clarity and love here for you, Cancer. Cancer and love. You know, you may not be the only one who's had that heaviness. If you've been going through a separation, your partner may really be struggling. You may think that this is the end of the road, and it isn't. But it almost feels like you and a partner may benefit from seeing this and feeling this as though it is the end of the road, that you are not going to get back together, a true breakup, and feeling that loss. To gain some sort of appreciation for the relationship, to get back together and work on things that you were not able to overcome prior. I actually do see something positive coming full circle. I'm seeing the number 4. So that could be January 4, that could be January 14th to 24th. But there's something around the number 4 that pertains to love, that comes in through love. I really think that that's coming through as one of the dates in January, where some sort of energy is going to shift. So let's get a little bit more energy here. It's almost like Spirit showing me in stages, right? The 4th, then the 14th, then the 24th. Something happens by the time you get to the end of the month, some sort of healing. I don't see this lingering all month long, and that's the good news, okay? There is healing. You just want to tend to it. You don't want to bury and ignore it. First card out is codependence. That may be why you and a partner are separated. Codependence and codependent relationships are healable, but they're difficult to heal, because if you are the enabler in this situation, right? You have a codependent partner, and then you have someone who enables that behavior. The enabler benefits from this, you know, as the codependent partner does. I feel like it's easier for the enabler to go, oh my God, I'm in a codependent relationship, I have a codependent partner, and even come full circle and say, okay, I'm the enabler for this reason. This is how I've benefited. I am no longer going to allow this behavior. And then a codependent partner may be looking at you like, what are you talking about? I feel like that's something that's very hard to heal, impossible to heal if the other person can't see their role in it. It doesn't have to be codependence, okay? I'm seeing addictions. I'm seeing, certainly something karmic, but Cancer, I'm seeing you like having this clarity, like, okay, I see my role in this issue and I'm willing to heal this. And someone's looking at you just like, what are you talking about? Yeah, we have issues, but it's you, Cancer, and it's this, and it's this, and it's this. And you're like, oh, wow, I can't heal this unless you can own up to some things too. Hence a separation, okay? This is why I feel like a separation for some of you, it's necessary so that everybody can get the clarity that they need to finally come back together and heal something. I feel for some of you, there would have been no healing without some sort of separation. You almost needed to feel the loss, or the partner needed to feel the loss for them to just sort of bypass whatever that block was that prevented them from seeing the reality of the situation, probably their role in what had gone wrong. A couple of cards pop as I say that. Whoa. All right, center of the reading, reconciliation. Okay, also followed by finances and career. Cancer, your heart's going to feel better with this reconciliation. I know that there's going to be some resistance because I think some of you are like, well, I've tried so hard to heal this. I've tried so hard to help heal the financial issues. I've tried so hard to open somebody's eyes as to them being a codependent partner and being supportive and, so that they could get some help, so we could get some help. I feel like someone feels like they were at the end of the road. There was no other option but to separate, but it was just so painful regardless. Somebody's eyes are open. The 4th, the 14th, the 24th. It may happen in stages throughout the month, or you may find that by the 14th, that is like the day someone reaches out. But there is a reconciliation here, and it is good. There are still problems on either side of the reconciliation. You can heal them now, and that is so good for you. That is so positive, okay? So I do feel like, you come into the new year feeling this weight, but you don't feel this heading out of January, There's definitely resolution here. Love yourself first. Okay. The first message that comes through is codependence clarified by love yourself first. This is self-love. You may have needed to step away from this person even though you love them dearly, because you also have to put yourself first. You were drained. It was hurting you, and you finally had to say no. But the other message is, how do you heal codependence? From inner child healing and exercising self-love, okay? Something's healing now. Codependence, financial issues, addictions, that karmic pattern that kept coming up. It's that thing, Cancer, that you and the partner just couldn't figure out. You just couldn't seem to heal together. That is what Spirit is talking about at this time. That is what gets healed now. As long as you both can come back together with that clarity. It does feel like for the majority of you, that's the experience that you're going to have. Sorry, Cancer, this just like abruptly shut off of me for a second. I was saying, don't be surprised if somebody is guarded, if somebody is being a little closed off right now, and it's making this reconciliation seem like it's never going to happen. There's just a healing process. You have two people in the mix that are healing, that are grieving, that are in love, that are working through it, but you're working through it, okay? We have clarifying reconciliation. Center of the reading is engagement. It's a recommitment here. Reconciliation, but also advancing the commitment, healing this committed relationship, okay? I see that this isn't like a brief reconciliation. It's not just like, hey, let's get together so we can give each other some peace and then move on in a couple of months. I see two people coming back together and staying together. So for those of you having a hard time, I hope that gives you a little bit of peace, okay? You don't want to rush it. You don't want to rush into the reconciliation, because the separation really is very important for either you or the partner being able to get full clarity, understanding not just their point of view, but the other person's point of view, so that real healing can exist at this time and come full circle at this time. Okay, we have finances and career clarified by deception. I feel like I mean, look, this could just be someone was lying about money. Someone was hiding money, something around finances. You know, on both sides of reconciliation, we have codependence and financial issues. There are addictions potentially in the mix here. Someone may be spending money they shouldn't have spent. What I'm getting the strongest though through deception is that someone had this I want to say like a persona or yeah, sort of like a, well, this card speaks to like a self mask, like a false self mask. So yeah, persona is fitting here of being financially stable, of being able to handle X, Y, and Z, like being totally self-sufficient when they were really struggling. Someone wasn't being honest about money, and it may not be something so drastic and unforgivable. It really may be someone having to be vulnerable and say, look, I've taken all of this on, and you think that I make more money than I do, and maybe and maybe that's my fault. Maybe that's what I projected to you and what I wanted you to believe, but I need a partner who can help me in all of this, and you can't just rely on me. That's more so what I'm getting through deception. It's like someone coming full circle with their stress around money so that they're not suffering alone. Because look, if you feel like a partner is codependent, they also rely on you financially, but you never tell them that you feel drained, if you never tell them that it's too much weight, if you never tell them that creates a tremendous amount of stress, having to support not just yourself, but another person, possibly all of your family, then they're not going to know that there's an issue. Like I do feel some cancers in the mix here, really wanting to take it all on, like really wanting to support their loved ones, but really having to be honest now that they need some help too. They can't do it alone, and that's okay. But again, part of the healing process here, Cancer. This is more positive than not. It would be worse to feel stuck in this, and you're not stuck. What I love about this is that there is resolution this month. You're not going to be sitting around for the next couple of months waiting for a breakthrough. Spirit's going to give you the breakthrough in January, okay? Let your friends help you, crowning the reading. Ask for help. If you're struggling, if you're suffering, reach out to friends. Go be social. Reach out to people who are fun to be around, but also reach out to people who can really listen, especially those friends and those family members that can listen without always trying to get like their word and their opinion and their advice in. I think some advice is really warranted and would be very helpful, but you really need someone whose priority would be to listen to help you, okay? Bottom of the deck, it is safe to love. We have true love. I see two people in love coming back together, okay? I just think you have a little bit longer to go. Honor this healing process. You need it. If this is truly your true love, it's going to be worth going through this process and the separation, toughing it out, not forcing a reconciliation, letting things unfold naturally, because that's how you're going to get the best result here.